Patrick, you can see state police are keeping us a pretty good distance away from where the explosion happened here behind me. Well, John, Carolyn, this is Mark Kritz's fourth election in just 2 years. What a difference a few hours can make. We were out here this morning and the snow was whipping around, the roads were covered, and it took 45 minutes just to get back into Johnstown. John, state police here won't comment what type of bomb, if any, was even used in yesterday's explosion. But what we do know is Kohler had a past with using highly explosive materials. Once it even cost him part of his arm. So do you think this is excessive? Commissioner Pasquale Dion Sr. spent $500 for dinner at the Hilton, $250 for a room there, and 14 trips to Dunkin' Donuts, totaling more than $375. After 2 years of reporting on a loophole in Megan's Law, officials here amended a bill that they'll vote on next week. John Gearholt was facing the death penalty if convicted of killing his wife Karen nearly 4 years ago. But on Tuesday morning, he decided to choose life behind bars. Well, John, Carolyn, because of everything that's happened at Penn State this past week, there will be additional security on hand for tomorrow's game here at Beaver Stadium. Neighborhoods where kids are surrounded by things like graffiti, drugs, and violence with no place to go is one of the reasons why a pastor is fighting to provide them with a safe haven.
Some of the children we pick up, man, they're immune to gunshots. They hear it so frequently.
That's why Pastor Joseph Magali started Destiny's Outreach in Johnstown, rounding up these youngsters every morning.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies. How are you doing?
Pastor Magali says for about 4 hours a day, he can get these kids away from the violence that may surround them.
We're trying to get them away from all of that and to inspire them and let them know you don't have to be like everyone else.
People who work here, they protect you and take care of you. If anything bad would have happened, they would do something about it.
And it's all volunteers that watch over these little ones.
We're just concerned about the children, and we love what we're doing, or else we wouldn't be doing it.
From a good meal to a little love and prayer,
Protect them.
this pastor is determined to make a difference in these kids' lives.
Our job is to put these kids on the right road towards their destiny.
When the pastor hit the street almost 3 years ago, he started out with 2 kids. Now he has more than 200. The program seems to be working. Reporting in Johnstown, Danielle Krout, WTAJ News. After 2 years of reporting on a loophole in Megan's Law, officials here amended a bill that they'll vote on next week.
And in this particular case, Megan's Law changes are long overdue. And that's why I was so glad to see you report this story and come to the Capitol today to show 2 years worth of work on your part come to fruition. And hopefully that bill will be on the governor's desk. You'll be able to report that before the end of the year.
When I first began covering Megan's Law and cases involving the people who violate it, I had no idea how complicated it was until I met Detective Julie Wagner from Johnstown Police. I started checking to see if registered sex offenders lived where they're registered. Some did, and some didn't. There is a loophole in Megan's Law that allows out-of-state offenders to live where they want and not be arrested for it. Thanks to some local lawmakers, the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act could change that.
There was a House Judiciary Committee hearing that put everything together in one bill, and 2 bills exactly, a House bill and a Senate bill.
We've made a priority protecting our kids in Pennsylvania, and I think that's been demonstrated by the action that this committee has taken and by the action that the House of Representatives has taken.
Many in the state legislature and law enforcement think Pennsylvania has become a safe haven for sex offenders because of the loophole, which can be closed with the passage of this amendment.
So one of those bills, the House bill, which is my bill, or the Senate bill, is going to be law.
With this issue, with this particular issue, because you followed it through and you weren't going to let go of it.
If the vote passes, it will go straight to the governor's desk for his signature before going into effect by the end of the year. Reporting in Harrisburg, Danielle Krout, WTAJ News. Max Conway was at the right place at the right time Wednesday morning.
Doing some renovations and stuff, so I happened to see her, but I just happened to see some smoke coming out. I just seemed a little bit abnormal, like it wasn't cooking smoke, so I knew something was wrong.
Hamway says he didn't think twice about running into this burning home to get his elderly neighbor, Mary Omastra, out.
Outside my window and stuff, and I happened to see some smoke coming out the side and a small fire by the porch. I ran down, told Mary to get took her out of the house.
It took just a matter of minutes before flames ripped through this home in the 100 block of Orchard Way in Upper Yearville Township. By the time firefighters arrived, it was so intense they had to fight it from the outside.
When the first crews got here, they had fire through the roof, determined to be too unsafe for our guys to go in and make that interior attack.
Fighting this intense blaze wasn't the only battle for firefighters. Getting to the scene and trying to access water lines caused some complications.
There's construction in the area with a sewer project in the city, so that limited us with access from one end of Cell Street, so we had to bring people through 2 different areas rather than 3.
Emergency crews took the elderly woman to the hospital. As she came out of a neighbor's house, she became emotional looking at her burning home. Hamway says she's lived there for decades.
It's really sad and stuff like that, I mean, you never want to see something like that happen, so it's just a shame because, I mean, she's living here by herself, and I know she doesn't want to leave. She loves living here and stuff like that, so it's a shame.
Hamway says he is not a hero. He was just being a good neighbor.
I'm not a hero. I just wanted to try to help her out and stuff like that. I'm sure anybody else would have did the same and stuff like that. I'm just happy to be here.
The state fire marshal was called in to determine a cause. Mrs. Omastra's injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. Reporting live in the newsroom, Danielle Krout, WTAJ News.
Oh, quite a neighbor there. All right, thank you very much, Danielle.
Family and friends packed into this parking lot Friday morning to say goodbye to their loved ones before they were deployed. It was a last-minute hug that was hard to let go.
Sad but proud. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want him to go.
Yeah, you don't want him to go.
Karen Chobani and Barbara Murphy proudly watched their sons grab their bags and head up the hill. Ryan Fuller and David Murphy have been best friends their whole lives. They enlisted together and are now deployed together.
Knowing he has somebody that's known him forever, that will watch over him and help him.
That's his back.
Protect him, yeah.
About 270 National Guardsmen left from the 1st Battalion 104th Attack Reconnaissance Regiment with the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. They'll have 4 months of training in Fort Hood, Texas, before heading to Afghanistan.
But you know what they're preparing for, and I think
it's in your mind at all times what could happen.
This unit's members say training is the easy part. It's what they leave behind that's hard.
Friends, family, the fiance.
That's the family will be with them over there.
That's the hard part.
These Portage moms who once watched their boys run to catch the school bus now watch them catch the bus as young men.
We love our boys and we're proud of them.
This unit is expected to return for about a week in November. From there, they will be deployed overseas. Reporting in Johnstown, Danielle Krout, WTAJ News.